Wow, that's loud. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, early afternoon, and after our lunch break, we're right back and we will continue with our informative and exciting presentations and lectures here at the INTERZUM product stage. Welcome back. Let me introduce our next guest here on our INTERZUM product stage. He was born in Italy. He graduated in chemistry, and presently he is the managing director of CATAS, the biggest European institute in the wood and furniture sector. Since 2007, he is a professor at the University of Trieste. He has acquired a wide knowledge on materials and technologies of the wood and furniture sector, having participated to many research projects in this field. In addition to several scientific and informative articles, he also has published some books on coatings, adhesives, furniture materials, and wood floors. His topic is Edges That Never Give Up, Tips and Practice by CATAS. He's the managing director of CATAS, Professor Franco Bullian. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you to all of you, and welcome to this short seminar dedicated to edge banding. As I said, I'm Franco Bullian, the head director of CATAS, and CATAS was already said is the biggest European institute for the testing of furniture. We start from raw materials up to the finished product in terms of chairs, desks, mattresses, beds, and so on. You can come to visit us. We are not far from here, and so you can receive more information about our activity in the field of furniture testing. Okay, let me go on. The subject for this seminar are the edge banding. In particular, we have recently published a manual prepared together with the Italian Association of Adhesive Producers and some other companies in the field of edge panels and the machines used for such operation. In our institute, we carry out, as I said, many tests, and we also deal with the defects derived from the working activity. There are many defects, starting from coating detachments, from discoloration of the surfaces, the cracking of the materials, and so on. But the most frequent is absolutely the detachment of edge banding. These pictures testify that these are real cases that happened, as I said, very frequently, and in many different also countries. There are some pictures you can see. This is my house, the dishwasher of my house, where you see I also have a personal problem with edge banding. Why this kind of defect is so frequent? The reason is because there are many parameters affecting this process. I have just summarized some of them in this slide. So the panel, the geometry, the temperature of the panel when it is inserted in the process, the homogeneity, then the edge, the type of material, the thickness, the moisture content in the case of wood or paper edges, the presence of the primer, the type, the weight, the distribution, the expiring date, which is a fundamental, but many others, the adhesive. I don't want to mention all of them because we don't have time to discuss. The roller, the pressure rollers, the line speed. So you can see here that there are almost 20 different parameters that affect this kind of process. And so I can imagine this different parameters like an orchestra, where you have the players. They could be good, they have to tune the instruments, but the most fundamental point is that they must play the same music together. And for this reason, you know that they do a lot of rehearsals in order to align not only the instrument, but the spirit of the orchestra. Okay, so there are also, in the case of edge bending, some possible wrong notes. And I would like just to summarize some of them very quickly. Again, if you have more curiosity about such kind of problems, you can ask me not far from here. So I prepare 8 examples of what can happen during a process when, as I said before, the players are not aligned together. The first is the detachment of the edge without the evidence of the application, so with the evidence of the print of the application roller. This is one example, this is the second. When this happens, it means that the adhesive was cold when it was coupled with the edge. This can happen for different reasons. For example, the panel initially could be cold, or the adhesive could be, the temperature was not the right one. But there are many other factors. For example, the amount of the adhesive. If it was not the right quantity, the temperature can decrease very quickly, and so when the edge is coupled with the adhesive, it's already solid. The speed line is also fundamental. So for when you see this kind of pattern, there is something wrong in the temperature, but remember that the temperature depends also on other parameters, like the orchestra I have presented before. Another problem is the opposite, is when at the end of the line, the adhesive is still soft, and you find the adhesive on both sides. In this case, we can repeat what I said before, but in the opposite situation. So the adhesive could be too hot, or the amount could be too high. The speed, again, of the line could be too high. So different parameters also here can affect this kind of problem. Number 3, the detachment, partial detachment of the edge only on one side. This could be due to a wrong preparation of the panel, not perfectly squared. The temperature of the roller, the application roller, was not homogeneous. The application, so is not the right one. So also in this case, according to what I said before, you can analyze the different parameters of the application and start to do something in order to reduce or avoid this kind of problem. In the case of cellulosic edges, sometimes you can see the complete detachment, but you don't see the print of the roller here. This means probably that the moisture content of the edge was too high. And so when the moisture is released because of the high temperatures, it creates a sort of barrier against the adhesion. So another problem with veneers or laminates or paper edges. Plastic edges, again, you don't see the print of the rollers here. The problem normally is due to the primer. You know that the surface energy of plastic is very low, so a primer is needed to increase the surface energy. The primer can be a problem in terms of expiring date. After some months, the primer is not active as initially. So also the where you store the edge, the plastic edge is fundamental, but also the distribution is important. In this case, we have a right distribution of the primer. In this case, the primer was not well applied on the edge, and so the result with the two different edges was not the same. So it's also important to check before starting the edge operation. It's important to check the presence of the primer, but also the distribution. Number 6, detachment. We don't see the adhesive. Maybe this can be due to the structure of the panel. When it is too much porous, the adhesive can enter inside the panel, and so it's not present on the surface to confer an adequate adhesion to the edge. But in this case, we can also consider other parameters. For example, the presence of the fillers inside the adhesive, or the amount of adhesive applied. So when we are in this situation, again, there are different parameters we have to consider in order to avoid this problem. Number 7, the panel swelling. This is a picture I took in one, it was a 4-star hotel in Milano. And so you see water was able to enter inside, swelling the panel. And maybe you know that when the panel is swollen, it can't go back to the initial dimension. This can be due to a wrong finishing operation of the panel or a wrong preparation. It depends on the tools, the maintenance of the system, and so on. Number 8, and okay, now this is another example I took in Charleroi in Brussels. It's at the airport of Brussels, and you see again that this table, again, water was able to enter inside, swallowing the panel. So we have also real example around us of not well done edge bending processes. Number 8, and then I promised I finish. Some aesthetical defects on the edge. Again, this can be due to a wrong preparation of the panel, a wrong pressing, or also a wrong distribution of the adhesive on the panel itself. I finish the presentation of the wrong notes that can happen during the bonding processes. So what is important is a good initial setting, and we strongly suggest that during the setting, some tests must be done in order to check that everything is all right. As I said before, the orchestra do many rehearsals in order to align all the players. We have to do the same with your system. You have to try to put them together and then testing the right situation in order to arrive at the best result you can get. And then some periodical checks, because you know that the materials can change, the process can change, the conditions can change, and so even periodical checks are important. Which kind of checks? we have our protocol with different types of tests for the appearance, for the adhesion, for the resistance to water, to resistance to heat. And we have also some reference data you can use in your company or with your suppliers in order to verify that everything is all right. Test methods and requirements according to our protocol. All this information, including the defects I presented and including also the methodology to set up the process and to check continuously during the production, are present in the manual we have prepared. The first edition was in Italian. Then there is also an English edition and a German edition. You can get for free from my colleagues here, or you can come to our stand and you can get, as I said, for free. It was an important publication we have done together with the Italian Association of the Adhesive Producers and many other producers of edges, panels, and also machines. So I think it could be a good reference to start to know something more about the edging operations. This is all. Thank you for your attention. Now I'm ready. If there are some questions from you, I'm here to try to answer.
Because we still have a lot of minutes left. But first of all, thank you very much, Professor Franco Buljan. And we're here and we're ready for our questions and answers. So, any questions of you? And I will immediately get to you with my microphone so everybody could hear your question.
I hope that what I presented was clear. As I said, unfortunately, the time was not too long, and so I had to concentrate in a few minutes many pieces of information about this process. But again, remember what I said initially, it's the most critical process in the furniture sector, and we need to know something more about it, about the materials, about the processes, and also about the testing.
So, and I think if anybody wants to get with you in contact personally, you'll still be here a few minutes.
Yes.
So if you don't want to talk with me in the microphone, maybe you can talk with Professor Franco Buljan by himself. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to you.
So just as I said, we have a few minutes left and we will continue in 15 minutes at 2 p.m. here on our INTERZUM product stage at 2 p.m. And then we will, we have a nice message here. Sustainable mattress recycling now, but how? That's what we will answer in 15 minutes.